Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. My name is Isha Acharya. We as a group we are going to present on the topic diversity. Here is our group member name Yuhua. It's me Isha, Jessica and Stella. Let's do the overview of our today's content. We are going to discuss about the introduction of the topic, why this topic is a human resource management issue, promoting a multicultural work environment is not just the law, explain social movements and how they relate to the recruitment and selection of employees, explore why employees are more demanding than ever when it comes to their rights and employer behavior. Let's start with the introduction of our topic diversity. Diversity refers to the difference between people, including race, religion, background, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, gender, and education. Human resource management connects the diversity to workplace policies and standards. Human resource management enforces compliance with the law like Equal Employment Opportunity Act to prevent discrimination. Inclusive work environment in human resource management promotes an equitable, respectful, and diverse workplace culture through the recruitment, hiring, and promotion practice. Let's discuss about the another important topic. Why this topic means diversity is a human resource management issue. First point is legal issue. HR ensures that organization complies with the Anti-Discrimination Law, Equal Employment Opportunity Act, Canadian Human Rights Act to avoid the lawsuits, penalties, reputational damage. Another point is reflection of broader population in the workplace. HR promotes diverse hiring to ensure the workplace reflects the community, fostering the inclusivity and the representation of every individual of the community. Another one is innovative and productive team performance. Different team bring different idea and different kind of perspective, which leads to different problem solving approach. Increase staff retention rate. An inclusive environment always boosts the moral and job satisfaction of each and every individual of the organization, which helps in retention of staff. Another one is diverse team in global market. Multicultural work environment get connected with the diverse customers and improve the competitiveness in the global market.
So now we're gonna explore on the issues of diversity. So first issue is the hiring process. Example of this is referring a friend. People tend to recommend others who are similar to themselves in race, gender, and background, which can result in a homogeneous workforce. This practice, while cost effective, can exclude qualified candidates from diverse backgrounds and limit organizations' ability to innovate and serve a diverse customer base. Second one is power and privilege. These are systems that grant advantages to certain groups based on race, gender, and sexual orientations. Example includes assumption about who pays for a meal, inability to evacuate during Hurricane Katrina due to the financial constraints, and also assumption about name changes after marriage. So now we're going to address the diversity issues. The first one is to revise hiring practices. Avoid over-reliance on employee referrals as this can lead to a lack of diversity. Expand job recruitment efforts by posting job openings on diverse group boards and partnering with historically black colleagues and universities. Use blind recruitment techniques to reduce unconscious bias during the hiring process. The second one is address pay and promotion disparities. Conduct regular pay audits to identify address pay gaps based on gender, race, or other factors. Implement formal mentorship programs to support the career advancement of underrepresented employees. And then the last one is to foster open communication. This creates safe spaces for employees to discuss diversity related issues and share their experiences.
Hello everyone. As a group, we are looking at diversity and I'm looking at promoting multicultural work environment is not just the law. This is because people with different backgrounds work effectively together as compared from people with similar backgrounds, for they are able to offer different approaches to opinions and decision making. A multicultural team has different perspectives of ideas when it comes to decision making, with a consideration of broad aspects of factors with no attached biasness. This helps with improved decision making and early interventions of issues before they escalate. A multicultural work environment is a sign of appreciation of the diverse cultural perspectives and background contribution in the work environment, and therefore makes employees feel valued and respected. A factor of inclusiveness is one of the factors considered in the multicultural work environment where all employees are part of the work environment, and this creates a higher morale and engagement, which in turn translates to a higher productivity and better overall performance. A factor considered in the College of Nurses of Ontario, where nurses are supposed to use inclusiveness for safe and ethical nursing care, according to the CNO 2023. And diverse workforce means increased market access to higher sales, revenues, and more global customers as compared to a non-multicultural workforce. So the presence of a multicultural work environment shows a sense of moral and legal obligation to the organization of human rights, which makes employees feel safe and valued, hence a strong employee retention process, which in turn builds organization reputation, hence providing a competitive advantage in the global equation. As the Canadian Human Rights Act stipulates that all individuals should have equal opportunities in the workplace without discrimination on race, nationality, or ethnic origin. This is according to Bratas and Baronian, Chapter 2 of the Society of the Law. Thank you so much.
Hello. So now I'll explain how social movements such as Black Lives Matter and Truth and Reconciliation call to action affect the recruitment and selection of employees. So as we know, social movements such as Black Lives Matter and Truth and Reconciliation call to action have significantly influenced human resource management, particularly in recruitment and selection process. These movements emphasize the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion, urging organizations to reassess the hiring process and workplace culture. Additionally, employees today demand higher standards regarding workplace ethics, fairness, and employer accountability, which impacts talent acquisition and retention strategies. Organizations that fail to adapt to these evolving expectations may struggle with attracting and retaining top talent, facing public negativity and potential financial losses. So first, let us see how does Black Lives Matter affect recruitment and selection of employees. So, workplace diversity. The Black Lives Matter movement has pushed companies to prioritize racial diversity in hiring and promotion. Many businesses now set specific diversity hiring goals and actively seek to eliminate discriminatory practices in recruitment. Companies are also implementing mentorship programs to help underrepresented employees advance in their careers. The next is bias free hiring. Organizations are implementing bias free training, structured interviews, and blind recruitment to ensure fair selection process. Blind recruitment eliminates identifying details from applications to reduce unconscious bias, while structured interviews ensure all candidates are evaluated based on the same criteria, leading to fair hiring outcomes. Next is commitment to equality. Employers are increasingly held accountable for their diversity metrics, with many publishing DEI reports and setting measurable goals. Some organizations tie executive compensation to diversity outcomes, ensuring leadership remains committed to fostering an inclusive workplace. Now we will see what impact does the Truth and Reconciliation call to action have on the recruitment and hiring process. First is indigenous representation. Encourages companies to recruit, retain, and support indigenous employees. Businesses are now working with indigenous communities, providing internship opportunities and creating career pathways for indigenous talent to enter various industries. Second is cultural sensitivity training. Many businesses are now incorporating indigenous history and cultural training into HR policies. These training help employees understand the historical and systemic barriers faced by indigenous people, fostering a more respectful and inclusive workplace. The third is inclusive policies. Hiring practices now include land acknowledgement, indigenous focused job boards, and partnership with indigenous organizations. Some companies also offer paid leave for indigenous employees to participate in cultural and ceremonial activities, reinforcing their commitment to reconciliation and inclusivity. Now, let us explore why employees are more demanding than ever when it comes to the right and the behavior of the employers. First is transparency and accountability. Employees expect clear policies on diversity, workplace ethics, and corporate social responsibility. Nowadays, many job seekers evaluate companies based on their public commitments to DEI, that is, diversity, equity, inclusion. And organizations that fail to meet these expectations risk losing talent to competitors that prioritize inclusivity. Companies failing to uphold the standard risk public backlash and talent loss. Social media and employer review platforms like Glassdoor provide employees with avenues to voice concerns about workplace discrimination, forcing businesses to take proactive measures in fostering transparency, fair compensation, and benefits. Movements have highlighted pay gaps, and a need for equitable salaries across gender and racial lines. Companies are now conducting pay equity audits to identify and address disparities, ensuring employers are fairly compensated for their work regardless of background. Benefits such as parental leave, mental health support, and flexible work arrangements are increasingly demanded. Organizations offering compensative benefit packages including mental health resource and remote work options tend to attract and retain top talent more effectively. Third is workplace culture and inclusion. Employees prefer inclusive environment where they feel respected and valued. A strong sense of belonging leads to higher engagement, productivity, and job satisfactions, making DEI efforts a key business advantage. DEI initiatives, employee resource groups, and anti discrimination policies contribute to a positive work culture. ERG, that is Employee Resource Groups, provide spaces for employees of similar background or experience to connect and advocate for workplace improvement, helping organizations better support underrepresented groups.
So now let's summarize it. Hiring practices and power privilege are the key issues in diversity. Strategies to address those issues are to revise the hiring practice, address pay and promotion disparities, and open communication. Promoting diversity in workplace enhances creativity in approaches to opinions and decision making. Diverse workforce means more global customers. Canadian Human Rights Act makes sure that people have equal opportunities in the workplace without discrimination. Social movements like Black Lives Matter, has pushed organizations to make revisions with their hiring practices and to commit to equity. Truth and Reconciliation calls to action to encourage organizations to have indigenous people in their companies and incorporate cultural training. Employees are more demanding than ever when it comes to their rights. Thank you for listening. That's all.